On the very top, let's start by writing out our special right. We had 45, 45, 90. And again, these must be memorized. What were the ratios on the opposite of 45, 45, and 90? 1, 1, root 2. And then for 30, 60, and 90, I hear talking. What numbers were on the opposite of 30, 60, and 90? 1, root 3, and 2. Be really careful as to where you're putting the roots, okay? That's going to be a common mistake. A way to kind of remember is you always start with the 1 and you always end with some kind of a 2, if that kind of helps you, all right? If you have another way to memorize, that would be awesome. So I want to look at number 3 and 4 only. All right, Reese, let's read number 3. So when you have a phrase called 18-inch square sheet, that means only one side is. And some of you guys might say, well, why can't that be the perimeter? If it is a perimeter, I would say a square with a perimeter of blah. That will be given to you, okay? So let's start by drawing our square. And I'm going to cut the diagonal, whichever one you want. What do I know about all sides of a square? They are equivalent, and we have a right angle. So I have 18 all the way around. And I'm going to call the diagonal x. And the main focus is going to be that one triangle. Because we have an isosceles right triangle, what do I know about the other two angles? They must be 45 and 45. So let's do our ratio. I like to start with the variable. You don't have to start with the variable, because there's 4 ways to write the proportion. Over 18. So let's do a recap. Opposite of x is 90 degrees. And we're using 45, 45, 90. What number is opposite of radical 2? And then 18 is opposite of 45. What's the ratio? 1. And then we cross multiply. So x times 1 is x. 18 radical 2 is just 18 radical 2. But one thing you have to always ask yourself is, can I further simplify the radical? In this case, no. But if you can and you find a pair, you have to kind of move on. All right, questions on this one? Simply a review, right? Okay. For number 24, Abby, let's read.
24-foot ladder is leaning with the building. The ladder forms a 60-degree angle with the ground. How many feet from the building is the base of the ladder?
Okay, so the ladder is leaning. If something is leaning, it is what part of the right triangle? Hypotenuse. So here's my hypotenuse. And there goes my right angle. So here's my wall. Here's my ground. And there's my ladder. So what information do I know so far? The ladder is how long? 24. And we also know it forms 60 degrees angle with the ground. So that means this is 60 degrees, not with the wall. So could I automatically say that must be 30 then?
Yes.
Yep. How do I know what the variable x is going to go to? The wall or to the ground? How many feet from the building does the base of the ladder? Put a dot. And here's our building. That right there is our x. Are we good with that? Okay. Again, I like to start with the variable, x over 24. X is opposite of 30. What number goes opposite of 30 on our ratio? 1. 24 is a hypotenuse. What number is the ratio for the hypotenuse? 2. And not having a radical is very nice on this one. 2x is 24. So when I divide it by 2, my x must be how many? 12. And we're looking at the units of feet.